So let me explain. In 1973, the Kinder Chocolate Surprise Egg was developed and distributed in Italy, and is now being sold across the world, except for here in the US. It is a hollow chocolate egg that holds a plastic capsule inside. Inside the capsule is a toy. The reason it isn't sold in the US is because the toy inside is seen as a choking hazard. The toy is not recommended for children under 3 years of age, but the chocolate is safe. However, the US did have the Nestle Wonder Ball, which was basically the same thing, just more spherical than egg-shaped. At first it came with a small toy as well, but was recalled in 1997 because it was seen as a choking hazard. The Wonder Ball did come back in the year 2000, but with candy inside instead of a toy. It was discontinued in 2004. And now we have the Choco Treasure Egg, which is basically the Kinder Surprise Egg. And inside you'll either find a figurine, 3D puzzle, or something else. So yeah, you see here we have the Marvel Ultimate Spider-Man version, which has 12 of its own toys. They also had a sports-themed egg, but I'm not really into sports, so I figured I'd pick this one up. Yeah, as for the box, we just have an egg-shaped Spider-Man head. The top has the same. Nutritional information. Spider-Man's face with the eyes cut out so you can see the egg inside. And some of the toys you can find in here, such as 3D puzzles, looks like cards of some kind, figurines, and a top. And here we have the egg out of the box. Well, still in its wrapping, which is rather loose. In fact, not having opened it, you can actually still see some of the chocolate and egg and whatnot. But yeah, you just have red foil with Spider-Man's face. More kind of an advertisement. And that's basically it. And here's the actual chocolate egg, which is just 2 hollow halves, and then the capsule. I like it. Smells nice. Chocolate tastes pretty good. It's not that imitation chocolate you might find in those candy canes filled with not M&Ms, which is just candy-coated not chocolate. This is actually chocolate, and it tastes pretty good. I think it's pretty hard to actually mess up chocolate. Well, here's the capsule. Just a red plastic egg, ring around it, I guess, to probably keep the two halves from touching each other, so you actually know at first glance there's something in there. So let's see what we got. And it is a Spider-Man figurine. And now I got them out of the plastic there. Just have a nice little tiny Spider-Man figurine. Other things you can get are Spider-Man on a motorcycle 3D puzzle, 2 other Spider-Man puzzles. I think that's Sandman, Venom, and the Lizard. And for figurines, you can have one of 3 Spider-Mans. Apparently got the third one there. White Tiger, Iron Fist, and Nova. So Power Man just gets left out. So back to Spider-Man here. It was more like rubber than plastic. Might last longer that way, I don't know. But it is pretty well detailed. You got a web marking on the back of his head. 2 big old eyes. Costume's done pretty well. Nice paint. Basically it's all red rubber or plastic. Blue paint on his uniform and pants. Tiny, tiny feet. The white of his eyes also painted. Looks like it's cracking a little bit. So yeah, there's that could be because of the plastic or rubber it's painted on. I don't know for sure. Yeah, it's a nifty little figure. Not much to say about it. It's just a display piece. Honestly, I don't know how anyone could actually choke on this, unless they just decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna shove something the size of my mouth into my mouth. Surely this cannot go wrong. So yeah, probably any child 3 or older would have enough common sense to acknowledge that there is inedible plastic between the two edible pieces of chocolate. I mean, plastic does not even taste good. Plus, you try to bite down on a thing, your teeth are not going to go through this thing. So unless you're trying to impersonate a snake, I highly doubt anyone's going to choke on this. Now, a small child under the age of 3 will probably choke on this. Of course, even then, it's kind of big. I doubt they can actually fit this in their mouths, all the way at least, unless this base here came off, which I don't know if it could or not. Give it some force, it probably could. I'd rather not risk it. So, parents, teach your kids to chew their food thoroughly and slow down to acknowledge whether or not there is something inedible. Also, is your child old enough to comprehend the idea of not shoving everything into your mouth? If you believe your child is capable of understanding this, go ahead and get them this egg. If you're watching this, odds are you're probably old enough to understand that concept, in which case, go ahead and get this egg. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we used to have the Wonder Ball here, which basically did the same thing. It got recalled, brought back, then discontinued. Now, I got this for $1. $1 at a store called the Dollar Tree, where everything's $1. It's chocolate and a toy. Makes for a good gift. Easter's coming up. It's chocolate, it's an egg. Makes for a great stocking stuffer. Seriously. These people at Choco Treasure seem to know what they're doing. So I would highly recommend we give them more business. You see one of these eggs, I recommend buying them. Because if these do well enough, and they are deemed acceptable, and more parents are willing to take responsibility for their child's actions, maybe we'll get the ban on the Kinder Surprise egg lifted. I'm not saying I want the Choco Treasure people to go out of business, oh no. Just acknowledging responsibility can save a lot of lives. That's all I'm saying. An entire country should not have to suffer the consequences of one person who chose not to think. Well, I thank you folks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.